The Daily Update on Bama Sports and it's brought to you by Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR, streaming live at 2 p.m. Central each Tuesday and Thursday on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. On Thursday's edition of Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR, we'll be joined by Alabama men's basketball forward Aiden Sherrill. I've seen those numbers go way up so far this season. What's led to success getting all these blocks?
Definitely Oates challenging me for sure. Like during the summer, he was like, we need a rim protector. So I had to lock in and just take that role.
That's good. Anything individual you've worked on? Did you have to change your body at all in any ways to be more effective there? Like obviously over the summer, I did like slim down for sure. But like I've been in with the GAs and managers. We've been getting a lot of work in. So it's just been a lot of hard work. That's pretty much it. I was pretty sure I was going here for a while, so I was watching a lot of their games. So you're living and dying in the NCAA tournament like we were, right?
Yep.
I'll have more in a moment.
Hey, Bama fans, each Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, join us live for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This live streaming talk show features the latest on Alabama athletics with exclusive conversations with Tide student athletes, coaches, and media members giving their perspective on the Crimson Tide. You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X, with all conversations archived as well on the Alabama Insider podcast. Roll Tide with Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR.
Join us tonight for Alabama women's basketball at Georgia. Tip-off from Athens is set for 5:30 p.m. Central, with our coverage on the network starting at 5:15 p.m. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your #1 choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
Four-time Grammy-nominated Joe Bonamassa, hailed as one of the world's greatest guitar players. Blues rock titan Joe Bonamassa, performing live March 19th at the BBC Mark C. Smith Concert Hall. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Joe Bonamassa. Every show is a new experience.
Tom Abraham here for my longtime friend Mike Owen of Owen Home Appliance. You know, Mike has over 25 years experience in the appliance industry, and since 2017, Owen Home Appliance has served customers in the Tennessee Valley with a focus on quality products, affordable prices, and excellent customer service. Owen Home Appliance prides themselves on community involvement as well, sponsoring local teams and events while making sure that you get the right appliance at the right price. Visit their highly interactive showroom in Lacey Springs, just 8 miles south of the river on 231.
More exciting than breakfast and a lot more enjoyable to cook, brunch is ideal for sharing.
Brunch with the Big Dog, the Tom Abraham Show. Weekdays starting at 10 on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This hour of The Drive is brought to you by Lynn Leighton Ford, located online at lynnleightonford.com. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
And a very pleasant good Thursday evening to you. Welcome into The Drive. I am in Cleveland, Tennessee, inside Walker Arena on the campus of Lee University. We'll have coverage of UH Charger men's basketball beginning in an hour. I can't give you an update as the women are undefeated in Gulf South Conference play. They are in a tussle with the Lee Flames. It's tied at 22 with a little over 3 minutes left to go before halftime, again here in Cleveland, Tennessee. Wes Neighbors, he is back in the studios of 97.7 ESPN The Zone. How are you, Wes?
Doing good. Great to be. It's a great day to be alive.
Well, and it's always great to have a conversation with Coach David Cutcliffe. And Coach Cut is kind enough to join us here right out of the gate.
Well, I got a dial tone, so let me try him one more time.
Okay, gotcha. Coach Cutcliffe texted me maybe about 10 minutes ago and said that he was good to go. And just honestly, Wes, I'm interested. Maybe he has the ear of the SEC coaches, and especially with this tampering issue that Dabo went front and center. I'm wondering if has that been swept under the rug, or is that is this going to be the new normal, if you know what I mean, of calling coaches out, the biggest preventative medicine of the tampering issue more than anything? Wes, your thoughts?
Swept under the rug. I'm not sure how much the NCAA moves like a snail. So yeah. I'm sure we'll hear more about it. But it's kind of like, yeah, this just happened in Clemson, but I don't think it's the only one. In fact, you look at Duke with Miami. Look at Ole Miss with LSU.
Yeah,
where they took it's all over the place. The tampering thing is I think it's an epidemic of tampering going on. I don't think this is the first thing that the first time this has happened.
Coach David Cutcliffe is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. I don't know how much you heard of that conversation right there, Coach. How are you today?
Oh, I'm good. I heard the strain in Wes's voice. And that news is all strain worthy. Let me put a little perspective. You're not wrong. But let's first thing, do we even have a system? I don't know. Then is what we're seeing actually the system as it's going to continue to go forward, or are we really watching abuse of the system? I think the comment on the Snell thing is that I think those questions really have yet to be answered. And when we use the term NCAA, remember that's all the institutions, all the presidents, and the people in Indianapolis who work for those people. And there's some good folks, I've told y'all that before, that are good friends of mine that, I'm sure they feel like their hands are tied, if you follow what I'm saying. So I think a lot of questions have to be defined before we move forward. And in the case of, quote, tampering, I've had coaches that are friends of mine send me copies of text messages that they get from, quote, agents in the middle of a season selling their current kids that are playing somewhere else and saying, we would have strong interest in your program if you believe you'll have interest. And they asked me, well, what should I do? And I said, well, I don't tell people what to do. I will tell you what I would do. I wouldn't answer them. You got your team you're obligated to be focused on. That's my comment. But there's no certification process with those agents. There is no accountability that can be brought in. What they say on their phone, they're privy to. That nobody can get that. So it's an interesting dynamic that I think frustrates everybody involved in the administrative roles of college football. I don't really have an administrative role. I try to put perspective from a coach's standpoint to administrators and vice versa. I think I'm going to get electrocuted with that circuit, by the way.
So, Coach, we're sitting here talking about this. Aren't these agents, quote unquote, supposed to be registered?
No, there is no requirement.
There's no requirement.
That's the NFL. Okay, there is no requirement. High school players, remember, have agents, representatives, whatever you want to call them. I've even, been through when I left Duke and, had been gone a year or maybe a little less, wanting to talk to one of the former players about something, and I couldn't reach him. I called his dad, and his dad said, well, I really can't talk to you. You need to talk to his representative. I'm like, what? Excuse me?
Wow.
And so I just left well enough alone. I have, a lot of contacts that coach in high school. They have players that are, quote, getting representation. There are a lot of rumors about schools pushing money toward high school players, quote, in the name of NIL, but they know where it's coming from. So, we're getting deeper and deeper in the evils of money and how corrupt. And here's I don't have the answers, believe me. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is this: until you draw a line in the dirt, put your feet in the ground firmly, until there's structure that can be understood and structure that can be enforced and structure that I don't know all the legal problems. I'm blown away hearing about all of that. I'm blown away hearing about Washington, D.C. get involved. It looks to me like they got enough problems of their own to solve, besides getting involved in athletics. So it's going to be a frustrating time, guys. And we just saw and we're seeing people buy teams that can compete and or win a national championship. It's not magic. There are people putting a boatload of money in a, quote, roster. That was a word we used to use about NFL teams, was roster. It was a squad or our team in college because you knew what it was going to be. I used to have a philosophy that in our next recruiting class, which was high school, that you always really focused on not replacing seniors. You focused and looked at your junior class for what your needs were, because that's when those guys would be developed well enough to step into some of those roles. And it was about signing people that you were committed to and they were committed to you. And then we came up with a word to begin with called decommit. Well, you were never committed if you decommit, right? That doesn't work. That's not really a word. And that's opened the door for people quitting. And that's what I call it personally.
Wow. Well, what are some of the bigger issues you're hearing from coaches trying to put a roster together in today's college football, Coach?
Well, they worry about the ability, the portal, quote, portal, and trying to close that, tighten that window, to tighten that opportunity gets a lot of pushback. But that's important to them. The earlier you know what your team looks like, you can start preparing your team, hopefully, to have a great year. And people don't realize how critically important, before you ever take a field, and I don't care if they change spring ball, you've got to bring a team together in January, February, March, and it goes all the way up to the time you come to camp. And that's more important than ever. The frustration is, how do you get that opportunity? And, I'll never forget my time at Duke at the end. What got hard was that the president there sent our players home in March, and we didn't get them back till right before we started in August. And that was chaos. You had we couldn't lift, we could do nothing with them. They were not on campus. And so you end up with injuries. We ended up with like 60 scholarship players. So that's the concern they have. How many people do you have new coming in, hopefully for spring ball? How many do you have returning? How many do you have, period? It wasn't an SEC school, but I had a coach call me yesterday. They got 70 guys for spring practice. You know?
Wow.
So it's, you know, I think it got away from being practitioners, if that's the word, making some of these decisions, and it got into the hands of legal issues, got into the hands of people that had never really been involved in all the things it takes to build a football team, let alone a football program. So I kid around with some of them and tell them, here's your biggest problem. Y'all started using the 24-letter alphabet. I said, what? I said, yeah, y'all dropped the N and the O. You didn't want to tell anybody no. I said yes to everything. And they kind of look at me funny, you know. But, yeah, I just think that there's challenges. I don't know. There's a lot of smart people. I'm going to give some encouragement. A lot of hardworking, smart people that care a lot. I was in a 2-hour meeting today that are striving to bring things to some structure, striving to make things better, hold people accountable. But it's almost a trail of tears of what you have to fight through. So before people start pointing fingers, you need to understand it's not as easy as 1, 2, 3 or saying this is what we're going to do. Man, and it really breaks my heart. And what we've seen happen in, quote, amateur, let's just say football. Amateur football is truly, it's getting lost because the word amateur comes from Latin derivative meaning love. You do something for the love of it. And that's what breaks my heart to see, is that we're convincing young people they need to be playing for money. I don't mind taking care of them, but I think we've all been taken care of pretty good for a long time, Wes.
I agree with that. Yes.
I mean, really good. Better food and great equipment and everything you needed to do well in school and every kind of tutor known to man. And you didn't pay for, really anything, right? I mean, that's the reality, isn't it?
Well, so I think there was a time from about, 2005 to 2012 where that wasn't the case, where people in school weren't totally, but I'm trying to think of, into my Dr. Slive or who was
Commissioner Slive?
Commissioner Slive took care of that when he did the cost of attendance.
Yeah.
Right.
And when they did that changed for the better for everyone. Where you remember they had the food deal where they couldn't feed them this or that, and they changed that, and
there were a lot of improvements. Yes,
I mean, it was awesome what they did.
Yes, and that was a lot of work by a lot of people. The same thing is going on right now, and they're attempting. You start every meeting with the welfare of the player. I'm just talking football now. I don't get people mad at me on other sports, but that's all I know is football. So when you're taking a player and you're looking at their well-being in every aspect of it, that's where the decisions, and that is full cost of attendance. There was also in the highest level, there's a thing called the Pell Grant, where it's based on need. and young people can get a Pell Grant to go to school, and they have to use that to pay. Well, a scholarship player qualified for a Pell Grant.
Correct.
We have a lot of young people that got full Pell Grants, whether that was $4,000 or $5,000, and they were given the cash with that. Then the full cost of attendance kicked in. And then we had needy student funds. And if a player got hurt, we could fly a parent in if there was distance. All of those things were great efforts. And then to where you quit worrying about how many snacks and whatever, and we fed them 3 meals a day and, gave them the things they needed in nutrition. Mental health became a big issue, and rightfully so. We supplied a lot of professional people to help in counseling, the medical care that was given, dental care. I mean, all of that was through the roof. And what we're seeing is that not necessarily money completely answers all of those needs.
You're 100% right. So during that time, the number one thing that I saw happen as well was the word student athlete.
Yeah.
Really took hold where these kids were all graduating.
Yep. Well, you were held accountable with the APR rate.
And
it was public.
Yeah, and we were there was so much good going on. It was really I was awestruck by it, to be honest with you. It finally became the perfect model.
Yeah.
And it's like that ship has totally been torpedoed.
Well, the desire, I'm not saying money itself is the root of all evils, but the desire for money can certainly become the root of many, if not all, evils. And as money became a premier, and people point right at the coaches' salaries, and there's nothing wrong with pointing at that, but that was not coaches' choices. That was people saying, hey, we're not losing this coach. We're not going to hear from our development. People say, we better do this, we better do that. And all of that escalates, but it was money across the board. And, my mother, when I was 15 years old, and I may have told you all this before, but my dad died in a wreck. And she said, David, I'm not going to have much time for you. She gave me 2 or 3 things. But the first one, she said to me and looked me right in the eye, you better not ever forget, boy, that money is truly, the desire of it is the root of all evils. And I'm a smart aleck. I said, yeah, because we ain't got any. She snatched me by the shirt. She said, no, boy, one day you'll understand. Well, yes, ma'am, I understand. And her other advice was outstanding as well. So, I'm not saying we have to go back to what it was. I'm saying we have to find structure, consistency, equality. There's great words, and we have fought as humans forever for this, and we can do this. We have fought in this country for all of those things. But we've got to find a way to be together to do it. And that becomes more difficult, again, because of the money that is involved with institutions, conferences, and I've already said it once, I'm going to say it again. You can buy into the playoffs. You ever been to Lubbock?
I have not. I have not been to Lubbock.
Heaven is Lubbock in the rearview mirror. I think that was a very popular song.
Well, I've coached there, in the stadium. I've been there twice coaching. My dear friend, rest in peace, Mike Leach, said it best: when it rains mud. I mean, you can put together, quote, a roster, and then hire a really good football coach, which he is, and so is Signetti, and so. But the amount of money spent is obnoxious. It is. You know, so, and I know I'll get in trouble with talking about other conferences and et cetera, but doesn't make any of it right. And if we can't find a structure to hold people accountable and a consistency of structure. So let me ask you guys this, okay? You hear the term nowadays. What's a general manager in college football? Who do they answer to? What do they do? What's their role? You can't answer that because it's different everywhere.
Yeah.
Correct?
100%.
Correct. Yeah.
So until you have consistency of structure, you know, forever we had to have a limit on scholarships because you had to make it everybody had the same number. Well, is that true anymore when you say you got this many scholarships, but with name, image, and likeness? What does that mean? Or if you're going to be on the team, you got to be on scholarship. I mean, you get what I'm saying. These conversations are deep and crazy. You know.
So with the meeting that you were in earlier today, Coach, what is a good starting point? Where do you guys start on the conversation to, you know, have a meaningful path of figuring stuff out? Where's the starting point?
Well, you do two things. You first have to talk about the structure, the system. What exactly is that? What is allowed? Think about what we've continued to change we used to have a certain number of coaches that could coach in practice, right?
Yes,
Literally,
sir.
You can have 100 now if you want. Every staff was made up the same. The student athletes got the same basic scholarship. There was structure. And so how do you find structure first? Once someone can come to an agreement there, then from structure you go to enforcement. And to me, here in this era of CFP, my enforcement would be if you're caught in any violation, you lose the ability to be a CFP team. Why are they spending money and portaling and doing all this? For one reason, right? So you take that away, you don't have to worry about fines and what level of fine. There's just one punishment. You're not in the playoffs. 1 year, maybe even go two. I know this, when I was a kid, and I was a pretty rowdy kid, if I didn't think anybody I was going to get in trouble, I'd do it and try about anything. You know?
Yeah. I'm right there with you, Coach.
Yeah, I did stupid things beyond stupid, you know. And so, and again, I'm an admirer of these leaders in college football that are doing everything they can behind the scenes. They take a beating, people speculating egos or this or that. They got more problems than I know of, and I know some of them that are just huge hurdles. And, you know, again, I'll go back to what I said. It all has to be people that understand what's truly best for the players. You know, what do these young people need? And to be taken care of with all the money that's flying around, certainly. But how do you give it to them? When do you give it to them? What do you hold them accountable for to obtain that? That's real life, isn't it?
It is. It is.
If we get a job and we don't show up and perform very well, what are they going to do to us? They're going to fire us, right?
That's a fact.
So, you know what? I was passing an old man driving 10 and 2, going too slow, and I was worried about it. He was weaving in the lanes, and he had a sticker on the rear window of his car. And I chuckled out loud when I got up close enough to see what it said. It said, "Just pray." And I thought, yeah, just to get by you, that might be tough, you know. But I went past him, and the more I thought about it, I said, David, quit complaining. Quit trying to think that you have all the answers and come up with this. And you know what? The man just told you, just pray. Maybe we need a little bit more of that collectively. And that may sound weak to some people, but it's not in my eyes. Let's all pray for young people. Our greatest resource in this country has always been our youth and our educational process, period. And that's where we need to be praying that process can be restored. And take our greatest resource is our youth. And man, isn't that a powerful thought? You know what I'm saying? That gets me up in the morning, guys. Believing
Absolutely.
We still have that resource.
Well, the story du jour, at least from what I'm hearing out of the Senior Bowl, is questions about Charles Bediako and how this may spill over into football. I don't know if you followed this story with Charles Bediako, Coach. But
yes, I'm aware of it, and I better not comment or I'm going to get in trouble. I'm just flabbergasted, to put it and leave it at that. I'm not against any young person and opportunity, but that's not the approach that what I see as opportunity. I'm going to share something with y'all real quick, then I'm going to have to go. I'm going to give you I wrote this morning to myself, and I do these regularly. I call them field goals because they're all 3 points. I'm not smart enough to score a touchdown, so I just stick field goals. And the first one is a question, and it's very much in bold. It said, what is so special about today? That's a question. Okay, what's so special about today? And when you ask people that, they go, well, is it a holiday? And then here is the field goal, 3 points. Number one, what's so special about today? Opportunities. Number two, your great attitude. Number three, gratitude for the 2 points above. And then it final with this statement, never forget the question above is a make a choice question. What is so special about today? Wes, Steve, you guys choose to answer that. Okay. So that's how I feel about young people. That's what to me coaching is right there.
I can't thank you enough for the time as always, Coach. We will always learn so much, and I just one closing thought was
I feel like this has been a philosophy class.
Yeah, no, I'm all about it. We need it. We need it right now more than ever.
I sit and write, at least an hour a day now that I'm not teaching / coaching, and I, it's an interesting thing, and I still have my guys that I talk to and spend time with, but I meant what I said, and I like people on the radio hearing this. Our greatest resource is our youth, and our greatest past has been our level of education. I don't hear it talked about enough.
100%. So, that people 30 years from now, 40 years from now, when we're all gone, they'll be studying this time.
Yes.
About what happened to these athletes.
Yeah, they will, because it will affect more than people might think outside the arena of athletics.
100%.
So, and again, I'll say the last thing I'm going to sound off with 2 words here: just pray.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you as always. Thank you for the time and the wisdom.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Always get so much out of David Cutcliffe, and just the kind of conversations that he is having to try to put some, do I dare say, normalcy back into collegiate athletics. It is a big, big task that he's got in front of him. And we always appreciate the time that he gives us. Of course, he is the special consultant to the commissioner of the Southeastern Conference. And if you're just even a casual fan of college football, you know the name of David Cutcliffe more than anything. Let's go ahead and take our first time out. I did mention Charles Bediako was asked to Alex Golish and to Kalen DeBoer yesterday. I'll let you know what the head football coaches at Alabama and Auburn. Interesting comments from Alex Golish about Charles Bediako. I'll have that for you on the other side. Thursday edition of The Drive. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, now with Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur, where we're jump-starting January with low rates, low payments, and low prices on a great selection of new Fords. Right now, you can get 2.9% financing for 60 months, plus $2,000 customer cash on 25 F-150s, or choose $4,000 in total rebates instead. We've got new 25 Explorers with 2.9% APR for 60 months, plus $1,500 in total cash. Get 4.9% financing for 60 months on your choice of any new 25 Ford Bronco. Or choose a $2,000 customer cash bonus to get a new 25 Bronco Sport starting at under $29,000. And there's never any hidden markups or dock fees. We hope to see you soon at Lynn Layton Ford, right in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com. All offers on select new Ford models with your good credit. Bronco Sport stock number example 27715T. See us for all the details.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com. These days, saving time is important, and saving money is even more so. That's where Eagle Masonry and Insulation comes in. Over the years, Eagle has expanded their services to meet the needs of folks like you in our area. If you need masonry, brick, stone, or block work, Eagle should be your first call. They can even help if your property needs grading, erosion control, and Eagle can handle dirt haul-off. Call Eagle Masonry and Insulation today at 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time, and Eagle saves you money.
It's softball time in Alabama, and the best place for your travel softball team is to play with USSSA Softball. Not only for the best travel team tournaments, but for recreational softball tournaments all around the area, as well for your high school level softball team. Plus, the USSSA National Championship this year is at the Gulf Shore and Orange Beach and the Foley Softball Complex. Now, for more information, visit alfastpitch.uSSSA.com. That's alfastpitch.uSSSA.com.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
Tom Abraham here from my friend Ross Roberts and his team at Valley Equipment Rental, and they have a brand new product for you. If you happen to be standing on a concrete or tile floor, Valley Equipment has the perfect cleaning solution for you. Whether it's new construction, daily work areas, or an area that's been neglected for too long, the Valley Equipment team of experienced professionals can help you choose the right floor scrubber or sweeper for your needs. Valley even has the right cleaning products for the job. Call Valley Equipment Rental today to learn more. Make a clean sweep with Valley Equipment Rental.
Talking Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN and the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app.
Thursday edition of The Drive. I am live here inside Walker Arena on the campus of Lee University. And they are just draining threes left and right. Goodness. Man, oh, man. The 17-game winning streak for the women is in some serious jeopardy as Lee is up by 12 with a minute and a half left to go in the third quarter. Great stuff from David Cutcliffe, Wes. I mean, that is to think about the kind of conversations that he is having with other like-minded individuals who try to put some common sense into this is daunting, to say the least.
It's just going to be very hard to put the genie back in the bottle. But in some way or fashion, they're going to have to put guardrails on it where it all makes sense and we can bring back some of that team such.
Yeah. And
not only
that question that you asked him in particular about 30 to 40 years from now, studying up on this time. I mean, if that doesn't hit home, I don't know what will.
Yeah, because what's going to happen is, and I'm saying this for team, but you got to realize their kids getting cut, they're getting kids getting pushed away.
Yeah,
and the fact of, hey, basically, we don't want you anymore because you're not living up to what we're paying you. There's all kind of this going on, and it's going to affect. When he says mental health, there's a lot to that.
I mentioned some audio from both the Auburn and Alabama head football coaches. They were down in Mobile yesterday and got a chance to listen to their press conference, and there was a couple of reporters that were in the same pool, and one question was asked of both by the same reporter. I wish I could give her credit, but I got the question and the answer. First up is Kalen DeBoer.
With what's going on in college basketball right now with Charles Bediako, how do you think that could translate over to college football? If a guy is on the NFL practice squad and we're to come back to college games.
I kind of started processing that, but I don't know if I really have the answer. That's stuff that's something that's way beyond me, I guess. And I'm sure there'll be some decisions and some examples that we'll learn more of as people try to press the issue when it comes to the football side of things is related to that situation. So again, that's stuff that's beyond me.
That is what Kalen DeBoer had to say. Auburn head football coach Alex Golish was asked the same question.
We wanted to ask you about what's going on in college basketball right now with Charles Bediako and how that could translate potentially to college football. If a guy declares for the draft, goes undrafted, or is even on a practice squad in the NFL, them potentially coming back and, using up the rest of their eligibility, the college ranks.
Would you believe me if I haven't paid much attention to it? Crazy would add a bigger pool of players, wouldn't it? I don't know. I really don't. It would certainly add a bigger pool of kids. I think college football is evolving so fast, and every single time there's a situation like that, my antennas go up. And, I think with every change or every ruling or lack of ruling, you got an opportunity to either sit and complain about it, which I think we tend to as coaches. I've always looked at it the other way and said, man, where's the loophole in here? Who's available out there that we can go get that fits what we do? But certainly fascinating. From the legal side, fascinating. How did it work out for him last weekend?
Pretty well. Well, he won last night.
Yeah.
14-6 and 18.
Yeah. So gotcha.
Alex's offense.
So, a very unique answer, I would say, there from Coach Golish of trying to push the rules as much as he can as he is forming his first team down on the plains.
I don't think pushing the rules isn't the right answer. It's basically, what are the rules, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what you're saying is that Bediako can't come back and play because he's a professional.
Correct. Because he has a professional contract.
Okay. Right.
But he has not played at the highest level.
But who doesn't have a contract, Steve, now?
Who doesn't?
Who's not being paid to go to college?
Yeah.
What's the damn difference?
Yeah.
I mean, I was all for it when I was against it at the beginning when I was sitting there thinking, well, this is, God, why are we doing this? And then you find out that, heck, people that have been paid in Europe for years are now going to college.
Yeah.
What's the damn difference? If you have eligibility left, you have eligibility. I think if you come out early and you don't make a team and you got eligibility left, what's the difference?
There isn't. Well, other than going to class. I mean,
well, everybody should. Yeah. I mean, I'm for all this to end. To be honest with you, I'm for paying the players a certain amount and
then just being done with it.
Yeah.
Just this is your contract. This is what you're getting paid.
Is being so misused.
Yep.
It just is. I mean, maybe only if you do commercials for TV, or can you be? I mean, you know what I'm saying? For certain, I don't know. I think the NIL thing is nothing like I thought it would be. I always thought name, image, and likeness was to the true Olympic model, where you were on a Wheaties box.
Yeah,
that was in my mind what I was thinking, and now it's just so it's becoming the underbelly of college sports now, where these kids are. I think the portal, if it could be reined in, and then you get true NIL instead of competitive NIL, where, as Coach says, they're just buying a team under the auspices of NIL.
Yeah.
And I was hoping the deal with the judge and
are you talking about? Well, which case are you talking about? The Bediako case, or?
Well, I'm talking about the case in California, where everybody was supposed to pay $21 million, and that was the settlement.
Yeah.
And we thought that, hey, this is going to put guardrails on it. Well, who's paying attention to that? No one.
Yeah. If anything,
it's a joke.
Yeah. The inmates are running the asylum.
Oh, it's 100%. So to me, if you can do, if I'm pretty much to the point where, okay, you go to school, you have in the beginning a 2-year contract. You got 4 years, 5 years to play 5 years to play, be eligible for 4 years, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You get a redshirt year, and you get a certain amount of games you can play. Like I thought 4 was plenty. Of course, they're coming back on that.
I noticed there was a guy who just got granted eligibility at Miami for his 8th year.
Yeah, it's crazy. Why?
That story came out yesterday.
I mean, did he tear his knee up 3 times? I mean, I'd be all for it then.
Yeah.
I told you I'm a 38th year senior. Well, see, as a mostly non-sports guy, this is what confuses me, because scholarships for athletes is a great opportunity.
100%
to go and for especially from another generation where you just didn't have the money to college.
Yeah.
I had friends, their parents played football. My dad did ROTC because that's how he had to pay for college. He had to go to Vietnam for 2 years. So for that opportunity there and to squander it as to a money, it's not thinking of the future at all.
Zero.
I mean, it's not.
It's not what college is supposed to be about.
And it used to mean something to want to go to play at Auburn, to go to play at Alabama. You wanted to go there. You grew up wanting to do that. Tennessee,
as I did.
Yeah, exactly.
You're talking to somebody that meant more than ever playing or having an opportunity to play in the
to
NFL.
Live, eat, breathe, and sleep.
Don't let him fool you. He took a visit to Auburn.
Okay, that's fine. You know how the other side. You need to know how the other half lived.
I'm only messing with you.
Well,
you have to know how the other half lived.
I did take a visit. The only place other than Alabama I visited.
Well, I mean, there is no NIL for disc
jockeys. I did it because my uncle and my father respected Coach Dye so much, and the University of Auburn. Auburn University, excuse me. I didn't mean to insult it. Auburn University.
I've got a first cousin that, coming from a family of Auburn families, and he got a scholarship to Alabama. You know what we said? Roll Tide. Because somebody else is paying for it.
Exactly.
My uncle's not paying for it.
Well, I had a son go to LSU, right? Same thing.
Exactly.
Go Tigers.
So. Disc jockeys don't have NIL. Communication kids. Us over in the communication department, we didn't have that.
We're very aware of that.
I had 2 jobs and a Pell Grant. I put a good 5.5 years towards a 4-year degree.
But it made who you are too, right?
Well, there's that to be said too. And
I was editor. I was editor of the school paper, and the university paid me.
Yeah,
I mean
exactly. And I had to be news director at the campus radio station for a year to help pay for it. So, which was educational all the way around, but that's another show. But my dad had a lot of experience because the Army paid for him to be an engineer, and then he went in as an officer, which was as bad as Vietnam was, it's better for the officers, and it was able to do that. But that colored who he was the rest of his life. So I mean, to have that opportunity and to squander it just blows my mind.
So how this all got started was the idea that the schools were making and the coaches were making a tremendous amount of money.
Yeah.
But all anybody ever quoted was, look, they signed $100 million contract with this or that. But that's revenue. Revenue is for the people think you're making that, but you're not making that because you're having to pay for your schooling of your you're having to feed your athletes.
There's the whole other side of the balance.
You're having to pay for all the women's sports that none of them make money except cheerleading, which I never knew till about 3 years ago. Yeah. And by the way, congratulations to the University of Alabama cheerleaders.
Yeah, national champs.
Who won the cheerleading national championship.
I got a friend that went to Nebraska because of that.
Yeah. I mean.
And that's how she paid for school.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Be a cheerleader.
Well, anyway, so it is quite amazing to me that we are where we are. And I'm all for the players making some kind of money. But the only thing I think needs to go away that will help this is the transfer portal until the kid graduates. Right?
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough sell, though, because they want that option. I mean, it all comes,
Well, they want that option because it makes them more money.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the whole thing is perspective of what about me? And they hear about how much the coaches make. Well, I want some of that.
Well, they can become coaches.
And
there you go. It's
and a
really
younger
easy.
version of me would complain about how much money you make. But the thing is, but the perspective of it is you give me multiple opportunities to make as much money as you do, and to do a good job and be rewarded, and that loyalty's gone. So, and I think we're going to end up. Not only we're going to have a whole generation of athletes doing that, we're going to have a whole generation of people hitting the workforce, and some would say it's already here. They're just aren't going to do anything. they're going to hop from job to job, and nothing's going to get done.
Well, we're going to hop into a break right now.
Yeah, we need to do that because I don't have NIL.
Yeah. Let's take our own NIL break right now and wrap things up on the other side.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This hour of The Drive is brought to you by Lynn Leighton Ford, located online at lynnleightonford.com.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, now with Lynn Leighton Ford in Decatur, where we're jump-starting January with low rates, low payments, and low prices on a great selection of new Fords. Right now, you can get 2.9% financing for 60 months, plus $2,000 customer cash on 25 F-150s, or choose $4,000 in total rebates instead. We've got new 25 Explorers with 2.9% APR for 60 months, plus $1,500 in total cash. Get 4.9% financing for 60 months on your choice of any new 25 Ford Bronco. Or choose a $2,000 customer cash bonus to get a new 25 Bronco Sport starting at under $29,000. And there's never any hidden markups or dock fees. We hope to see you soon at Lynn Leighton Ford, right in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or online anytime at lynnleightonford.com. All offers on select new Ford models with your good credit. Bronco Sport stock number example 27715T. See us for all the details.
If hunting and outdoor recreation are your passions, it all starts with the right property. That's where I come in. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction, a hunting and recreational land specialist and a Jackson County native who sees land through a hunter's eyes. Just as you trust your guide on a big game hunt, you can trust me to find the perfect property for you. Thinking of selling? Let me help you make your land attract buyers. Remember, Bo knows land. Call me at 256-609-0512.
Tom Abraham here for my longtime friend Mike Owen of Owen Home Appliance. You know, Mike has over 25 years experience in the appliance industry, and since 2017, Owen Home Appliance has served customers in the Tennessee Valley with a focus on quality products, affordable prices, and excellent customer service. Owen Home Appliance prides themselves on community involvement as well, sponsoring local teams and events while making sure that you get the right appliance at the right price. Visit their highly interactive showroom in Lacey Springs, just 8 miles south of the river on 231.
Welcome to Kern Electrical, where teamwork powers every project. Our champion sales team takes time to understand your needs, tailoring the perfect Generac generator for your home or business. Our project managers handle all coordination, ensuring a tackle-free installation. Our certified installation crews ensure peace of mind, even in the darkest moments. With our service and maintenance lineups, you can be assured we're with you every step of the way. Experience the home team advantage of Kern Electrical, your Generac Superstore.
Most current way to keep your power on. GeneracSuperstore.com.
These days, saving time is important, and saving money is even more so. That's where Eagle Masonry and Insulation comes in. Over the years, Eagle has expanded their services to meet the needs of folks like you in our area. Taking care of your property yourself can be a real headache. Eagle can handle it for you. They offer full landscaping services, irrigation, mowing, bush hog, and can install plants and trees, sod, and even landscape borders. Call Eagle Masonry and Insulation today at 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time, and Eagle saves you money.
Need tough equipment you can count on? Christopher Equipment has you covered. Whether it's air compressors, trenchers, bucket lifts, concrete tools, generators, skid steers, and more. Serving you with locations in Tullahoma, Shelbyville, Manchester, Fayetteville, and Hazel Green. Christopher Equipment. From job site to backyard, rent or buy, Christopher Equipment delivers the tools you need when you need them. Call 931-455-3900 or visit Christopher.equipment today. Christopher Equipment, powering your project.
Your Fox 54 weather.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Another cold night across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Temperatures dropping into the mid and upper 20s. A mostly cloudy sky for your Friday afternoon. We're climbing into the lower 40s. Maybe a passing shower possible across the area. Most of us are probably going to end up being dry. We're going to get really cold as we head into the overnight, early into your Saturday morning. Temperatures dropping into the teens. We only climb into the 20s Saturday afternoon.
Your Fox 54 weather. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This will turn journalism on its ear.
Watch our stream on WZZN TV on Twitch and YouTube.
But you are the greatest hero.
in American history.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Final call for phone calls, 256-576-4977 is the telephone number. Lee leads it over the Chargers, 56-44. 2.5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter here, as Lee trying to do something that no other GSE team has done this year, and that is beat the Lady Chargers. A 17-game winning streak in some serious jeopardy. On the subject of money, though, Wes, I did roll across this story. I know pitchers and catchers are about to report, and that it is pretty astounding that the Los Angeles Dodgers, since acquiring Shohei Ohtani, has made $200 million more in revenue after Ohtani joined the team from the Angels. They are the first organization in baseball to pass $1 billion in revenue. And, of course, there's a few baseball fans in the country of Japan as well that I'm sure have added to that figure, but they are counting those dollar bills in a big way there for the Dodgers. But pitchers and catchers do report here in just a couple of weeks. I'm excited for the old baseball season, but the Dodgers, it does kind of feel like the Dodgers Invitational yet again this year, but pretty impressive. $1 billion in revenue
in 1 year.
Since joining the team. Since
he joined the team.
Since this is Sportico that came out with this. And since he joined the team, and he's been there for 2 years. And honestly, he is just now getting back where his pitching arm is going to be a weapon this year in 26. So arguably could be more lethal. Like they need that for the Dodgers. A big thank you to David Cutcliffe for joining us. Always great conversation with the coach. We'll have coverage, some bonus coverage of UH Charger women's basketball here after this Sports Center timeout. It is currently 58-46. Lee with the lead with 1:53 to go. I'll be right back. So will Scout.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, now with Lynn Layton Ford Indicator, where we're jump-starting January with low rates, low payments, and low prices on a great selection of new Fords. Right now, you can get 2.9% financing for 60 months, plus $2,000 customer cash on 25 F-150s. Or choose $4,000 in total rebates instead. We've got new 25 Explorers with 2.9% APR for 60 months, plus $1,500 in total cash. Get 4.9% financing for 60 months on your choice of any new 25 Ford Bronco. Or choose a $2,000 customer cash bonus to get a new 25 Bronco Sport starting at under $29,000. And there's never any hidden markups or dock fees. We hope to see you soon at Lynn Layton Ford, right in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline indicator, or online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com. All offers on select new Ford models with your good